students, how are you? I hope all of you are doing well. And in the previous class, we had studied the second chapter in our English text. Which is the second chapter? Second chapter is 5 peas in a pod. Second chapter is 5 peas in a pod. We had studied the text, and do you know the main points in the text? Do you read the text so many times? Okay, very good. And it is the story of 5 peas in a pea pod. What happened to the peas? It break open and a boy used the 5 peas in a slingshot, and after that the 5 peas goes to different places, and one pea went into the garret of a window of a garret, and then it sprouted there and it became a pea plant, and one mother and daughter lived in the garret, and that will bring the growing of the pea will bring hope and happiness to the daughter and the mother. Yes, you have already studied that. And today we are going to do the exercises in the text. That means comprehensive work in the text. Today we are going to do the comprehensive work in the text. First of all, there is a vocabulary ladder. There are some words and their meanings that you have to write in the text notebook. You have to write in the notebook. Then sentence making. Today we are going to do sentence making, page number 17. All of you take your text, page number 17. Take your text and keep it with you. Take a pencil and text and keep it with you. And then page number 17, sentence making. Here are 4 words given to you, and you have to make a sentence with each of the word. With each of the word, you make a sentence. First one, pod. The first word is pod. First you understand the meaning of the word, and then only you can make meaningful sentences. What is a pod? A pod is an elongated seed vessel. We have already studied that a pod is an elongated, that means a lengthy seed vessel. There were so many seeds in the one pod. There were so many seeds in one pod. Okay? Is it clear? Yes. Do you have any doubt? No. Then pod. There are several peas in one pod. We can write that sentence. You take your text and there are space given to you to write the answer. So you write in the given space. There are, write with me, there are, T-H-E-R-E, there are several, S-E-V-E-R-A-L, several peas, P-E-S, peas in one pod. Okay, is it clear? There are several peas in one pod. Do you finish? Okay, yes. Let us move on to the next word. Do you finish the first one? There are several peas in one pod. Yes. Let us move on to the next one. Which is the next word? Introvert. Who is an introvert? What is the meaning of introvert? Yes, shy person. An introvert is a shy person. Introvert means shy person. Introvert. Second one, introvert. I-N-T-R-O-V-E-R-T. Introvert. Do you know the meaning? Do you understand the meaning? Then we can write a sentence. Introvert means shy person. Let us write a sentence like that. My brother is an introvert. Is it easy? Yes, it is an easy sentence. It is a simple sentence. My brother, M-Y-Y-B-R-O-T-H-E-R, brother is an introvert. I-N-T-R-O-V-E-R-T. My brother is an introvert. It is a simple sentence. My brother is an introvert. Or you can write, my sister is an introvert. You write here, my brother is an introvert. Spelling of introvert, I-N-T-R-O-V-E-R-T, introvert. Next word, influence. Influence means somebody can influence some other person by doing or by giving advice or by doing some good deeds. Influence, affect the way someone thinks, affect the way someone thinks. Influence, who can influence us to form our character? Yes, very good. The teachers can influence us. Teachers can influence us. So let us write, his teacher influenced him a lot. Add one, which is the word? Influence, I-N-F-L-U-E-N-C-E. Then the teacher, his teacher, T-E-A-C-H-E-R. R is silent and we shouldn't make a hard R. Teacher, it is incorrect. We can make his teacher influenced him a lot. Influenced him a lot. I-N-F-L-U-E-N-C-E-D. Influenced him a lot. A lot means he was not a good boy long ago. He was not at the beginning. He was not a good boy, but now he is a very good boy. His teacher influenced him a lot to improve his character. To improve his character. His teacher influenced him a lot. First, you should understand the meaning of the given word. Then only you can make meaningful sentences. Next one, crescent. Fourth one, crescent. What is crescent? Do you know the meaning of crescent? Crescent is a thing which has the shape of a single curve. Here, listen here. Here it is crescent. It is a single curve. A thing which has the shape of a single curve that is broad at the center and it tapers to the point. Broad at the center and it tapers to the point. Broad at the center and it tapers to the point. It is broad at the center of it and it tapers. That means it slightens to the point. That means it is crescent. Crescent moon. It is crescent. And we can make a sentence using the word crescent. The sight of crescent moon is very beautiful. Is it correct? Look at night on the moon, and sometimes it may be a crescent moon, and the sight of a crescent moon on the bright sky is a beautiful thing. The sight of a crescent moon in the sky is a beautiful thing. The sight of crescent moon is very beautiful. Right? Write fast. The sight of crescent moon is very beautiful. Is very beautiful. The sight of crescent moon is very beautiful. Is it clear? Do you understand the four sentences? I will read it one more time. Look at your text. Pod. There are several peas in one pod. Then introvert. My brother is an introvert. Influence. His teacher influenced him a lot. And crescent. The sight of crescent moon is very beautiful. Is it clear? I am going to rub the board. Okay, next one. Tick the correct answer. Next comprehension is tick the correct answer. Page number 17. Tick the correct answer. Page number 17. Okay, there is 3 sentences given to you and there are 2 options and one is correct and you tick the correct option. First one, the music that the peas could hear was the dash. The music that the peas could hear was the dash. First option, natural music of nature. Then second option, music from the nearby village. Is there any music from the nearby village? Is there any mentioning in the text? No. There is no music from the nearby village. It is the natural music of nature. First option is correct. You tick the first option. you put a tick mark on the first option. It is the natural music of nature. Do you make a tick? Okay, right. Let us start. Then second one. The pea pod burst because. What was the reason for the bursting of the pea pod? The pea pod burst because first option of a firecracker near it. Is there any firecracker? No, nothing. Then second option, the peas had grown bigger and could not fit in it. It is the correct option. Why did the pea pod break open? The peas grew bigger, they grew bigger and they couldn't move freely inside the pod. They became congested inside the pea pod. Second option is correct. The peas had grown bigger and could not fit in it. So the pea pod break open. You tick the second option. You tick the second option. Can you see the text? Yes, tick the second option. Then third one. The lesson that the pea pod teaches us is, what did the lesson teach us, or what is the moral of this lesson? First option, learn to fight adversity and you will become a winner. Learn to fight adversity. Adversity means strange things, that means difficult situations in our life. Adversity means difficult situations. We have to face so many, as we are human beings, we have to face so many adverse situations or difficult situations or odd situations in our life. So, as far as a winner is concerned, he fights many adverse situations. That means the first option is correct. Learn to fight adversity and you will become a winner. You tick the first option. Okay. Let us move on to the next exercise. Exercise C. Answer the following sentences true or false? State there are 6 sentences given in the text and state whether the statements are true or false. Okay? State whether the sentences are true or false. If it is true, you put a tick mark near the sentence, and if it is false, you cross the sentence. Not the sentence, cross, put a cross mark near the sentence. Okay? Is it clear? Yes. Let us have a look at the first sentence. There were 3 peas in the pod. Is it a correct statement? No. How many peas are there in that pod? 5 peas. But this is an incorrect statement. So we cross so we put a cross mark near the sentence. Put a cross mark near the sentence. A cross mark near the first sentence. Put a cross mark near the first sentence. Second one. The boy picked the peas and put them in his mouth. Is it true? No, it is not true. It is false. So there also we can put a cross mark. There also we can put a cross mark in the text. This is the first one. This is the second one. Then which is the third one? Third sentence. The youngest pea landed on a garret. Is it a correct statement? Yes, it is a correct statement. So we put a tick mark near the third sentence. You put a tick mark near the third sentence. Okay, let us go through the fourth sentence. The girl and her mother were rich and healthy. Are they rich and healthy? Say the answer. Answer loudly. Yes, they are not rich and healthy. So, it is an incorrect statement. It is not true. It is false. So, we can put a cross mark on the fourth sentence. Cross mark near the fourth sentence. Okay. Then, fifth one. The little pea started growing in the crack. The little pea, that is the youngest pea, started growing in the crack. It is a correct sentence. It is true. So, we can put a tick mark. Near the fifth sentence, we can put a tick mark. Sixth one, God answered the poor woman's prayers. Can you guess? Yes, it is correct. God answered the poor woman's prayers. Sixth one also correct statement. So, we put a tick mark. Okay? Check whether you have marked it properly. First one a cross mark. second one a cross mark, third one a tick mark, fourth one a cross mark, fifth and sixth are tick marks. Is it correct? Okay. Let us move on to the next exercise. Who said this to whom? Who said these statements to whom? First one, whatever will be, will be. Who said these words? We read so many times this one in the text. Whatever will be. Who said? The little p. Yes, you are right. The little p said these words to himself. Is he said this to anybody else? No, he said it to himself. First one. Write in the text the little p to himself. To himself. The little p to himself. Yes, write first. The little p to himself. Second one, I can see something green near the window. Who said these words? Who said these words to whom? The little girl said these words to her mother. Second one, write first. The little girl said these words to her. The little girl to her mother. That will be enough. The little girl to her mother. The little girl to her mother. The last sentence, you planted the pea and nurtured it to grow to a plant. Who said these words? You planted the pea and nurtured it to grow. Who said these words? Mother to God. Mother, third one. Mother to God. Mother, G capital letter. In the previous class, we had told you that whenever or wherever you write the word God, you write the letter G as capital. Okay? Don't forget it. Mother to God. Then next, do we finish? Yes, let us move on to the next section. Writing section. How do you think the pea plant helped to make the girl feel better? Let us write in the notes. Grammar power. Next one, grammar. A phrase is, what is a phrase? Now we are going to study grammar. What is a phrase? P-H-R-A-S-E. What is a phrase? What is a phrase? Do you know what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words that does not contain a subject or verb. What is a phrase? Do you know what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that should communicate a complete sense. That should convey a complete sense. Here we are going to study about a phrase. What is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words. A sentence is also a group of words. A clause is also a group of words. But here phrase is a group of words. It does not contain a subject or a verb. There is no rule. It must have a subject or a verb. It may have a subject or a verb, or it may not have a subject or a verb. It does not contain a subject or a verb is called a group of words is called a phrase. Example, take it easy, clever ways, good for you. These are all phrases. You listen to your text, these are all phrases. Next one. A group of words that does the work of noun is a noun phrase. Next one. What is a noun phrase? Noun phrase. A group of words that does the work of a noun noun is a noun phrase. It should be a group of words and it should do the work of a noun. It should do the work of a noun is called a noun phrase. Here are some sentences and noun phrases are underlined here. The yellow house is for sale. Here the yellow house is a phrase. I want a skateboard. A skateboard is a phrase. Karthik lives in the yellow house. The yellow house is a phrase. Naman rode on a skateboard. The skateboard is a phrase. The underlined word answer the question what or who. They perform the function of a noun. What or who. The yellow house is for sale. Then we can ask the question what is for sale? Then the answer is the yellow house. Then the answer is a phrase. I want a skateboard. What do you want? Then it answers the question what and it is a noun phrase. Karthik lives in a yellow house. Who lives in the yellow house? Karthik. Then it answers the question who. So it is a noun phrase. And Naman rode on a skateboard. What do Naman do? And then these all sentences answer the question what or who. So it is called a noun phrase. Underline the noun phrases in these sentences. In the folder there are 5 sentences and you underline the noun phrases. First one, I will never do such a thing. Such a thing is the phrase. You underline such a thing. Have you ever tried to climb a tree? Climb a tree is the noun phrase. You underline the words climb a tree. He denied taking the money. You underline taking the money. Which you underline? Taking the money. He promised to get me something. Get me something. You underline get me something. She wished to talk to manager. Talk to her manager. You underline talk to her manager. Next, complete these sentences with noun phrases. B. Complete these sentences with noun phrases. I want dash. A noun phrase. What do you want? I want. You can write 1. Fill in the blanks. A new comic book. Ask your children. You can write like this. A new comic book. A new comic book. A new N-E-W new C-O-M-I-C comic B-O-O-K book. A new comic book. Second one. Dash is very colorful. Dash is very colorful. In the first part there is a dash. Dash. That painting is very colorful. That painting P-A-I-N-T-I-N-G painting is very colorful. You write this much only, that painting. The rest is there in the text. Third one. Dash is her dearest wish. Third one. Dash is her dearest wish. To become an actress is her dearest wish. To become an actress. To become an actress is her dearest wish. You write only this much in the blanks and the rest is in the text. To become an actress is her dearest wish. I was amazed dash. Fourth one. I was amazed dash. I was amazed on watching the movie. Amazed means, what is the meaning of amazed? Do you know the meaning of amazed? Surprised. Amazed means surprised. I was amazed on watching the movie. Watching the movie. M-O-V-I-E. Movie. Watching the movie. Do you finish that one? Yes. Then in page number 20, I value life. There is a segment called I value life. I read it for you. You listen carefully to to the text. We want the things we do not have. It is a natural thing. Everybody, as we are humans, we want the things that we do not have. If we have something in plenty or a lot of something, we don't want such thing no more. So if we lack something, if we don't have something, and somebody have that, we want that one. We want something we don't have. And let us count the blessings bestowed on us by God. We look into ourselves. What are the things God gave us? What are the things God gave us? And the list is endless. We look into ourselves. We don't search for the things we don't have to anywhere. And we look into ourselves, and God blessed with so many things. We have 2 legs. We have 2 hands. We have a sight, we have ears, and our ears are powerful to catch sound, and God blessed us with so many things, What are the things? As your children, God gives us healthy body. What did God give you? A healthy body. Second one, God gave you intelligence. God gave you intelligence. Intelligence means wisdom. God gave you intelligence. Third thing, loving parents. You all have loving parents, don't you have? Yes, you all have a loving mother, loving father, etc. You all have loving parents. They are ready to give you whatever you want. The parents are now ready to give whatever you want. You have good school. God gave you good school. Excellent teachers. You are having excellent teachers. And food to eat. You don't have any scarcity of food. You don't have any lack of food or scarcity of food. LSK lack means shortage. LSK lack means shortage. You don't have any shortage of food. You are having so much food. You are wasting. Sometimes you may waste some food to eat. And comfort of home. Your homely comfort is very good. Your homely comfort is many days in news. We often hear so many people without home. They are sleeping at roadside, and there is nobody to look after them. As far as they are concerned, we are very blessed children. You are very blessed children, and we also are very blessed. God give you all these comforts, comfort of home. Then faithful friends. You have faithful friends to share your feelings. You are having faithful friends to share your feelings. Then there is only one thing. Pray to God every morning and before going to bed. On every morning when you wake up and before going to bed, that means before you sleep, you should thank God for giving such comforts and pleasures in life to you. For giving, before going to bed, for all that He has given us. But are you doing such things? No, we have not time to thank God. Always we are thinking about the next one. My friend has a blue car in his house. My papa didn't buy a car, and he is thinking about when do my papa buy a car? Don't think about that. We are having a motorcycle. If you are having a motorcycle, you thank God for giving a motorcycle for you. You have loving parents. You have sufficient food to eat. You have a house to take rest, and you have loving parents to buy all the things to you. Then every day, every morning and evening, or not evening, before going to bed, at night before going to sleep, you should thank God for giving such comforts to you, such living conditions to you, and God did not put you in trouble. So for that you should thank God. Okay, is it clear what are the things God given you? First of all, healthy body, then intelligence, third one, loving parents, then good school, good teachers, food to eat, comfort of home, faithful friends, etc. God had given you so many things, number of things. You should thank God for that one. Then at the last part of this chapter, there is an activity corner. It is very simple. You are studying in 4th standard. You are up to the age of 8 or 9. Then it is very funny. A little girl is in the story has become healthy. She wants to thank her mother looking after her. In this story, there is a little girl. She is sick. She was sick at the beginning of the chapter, and at the end she became cured. And she is looked after by her mother. She is the single parent. Single parent means her mother is a single parent. Do you know what is the meaning of single parent? If there is the absence of a mother or father, the other one looked after the child independently. That means if there is no father, the mother looked after the baby independently, and she is called a single parent. If there is no mother, the father will look after the children, and it is a single parent. Okay. The little girl in the story has become healthy. She wants to thank her mother for looking after her. Her mother brought up and she wants to thank her. She wants to prepare a tea for her, but the steps to prepare it are jumbled up. She wants to prepare a cup of tea for her mother, but the steps to cook, there are 9 steps to make a coffee, make a tea, and the steps are here jumbled up, not in correct order. But the steps to prepare it are jumbled up, put them in the correct order. Okay, here are 9 columns and pictures. And we should arrange it in a proper way. For making a tea, what should we do first? Okay, the first one is take an empty vessel, empty kettle, teapot, empty teapot. Take an empty vessel is the first one. You look here. Is it clear? This is the first one. Take an empty vessel. First of all, you should take an empty vessel. That means teapot. Second one, measure the water and put it into the vessel. What should we do? If you want 1 cup of tea, then what about when we add a bucket of water in it? There is no need of a bucket of water. Measure the water and put it in the vessel. Measure